Greetings. In this video session, we are going to discuss about the TCP/IP protocol suite. So here in this TCP/IP protocol suite, so we know very well what is the meaning of protocol. So protocol is nothing but the rules and regulation. So as far as TCP/IP protocol suite is concerned, a set of protocols organized in different layers. So in previous session we discussed, is it not? So what is protocol and what are the key elements which is present in the protocol, that is we have discussed syntax, semantics and timing, and what is the the layers and how to make an arrangement of layers, all these things. So here in TCP/IP protocol suite, it has different layers and each and every layer will be having its own protocols for doing certain tasks. Each and every layer will be having a set of protocols. And when you talk about TCP/IP, so IP is nothing but internet packet. It is a protocol, that is internet protocol. We can say that internet packet here it is available in the network layer, and IP stands for internet protocol. And TCP is nothing but it is available in the transport layer. It is called transmission control protocol. And here these two layers, that is IP is available in the network layer, TCP is available in the transport layer. That is network layer and transport layer is very essential for making a communication. So here as far as this TCP/IP protocol suite is concerned, we are going to discuss what are all the layers available in this TCP/IP protocol suite and how it is making a communication. And these protocols or these layers are called as a hierarchical protocol. So why it is called as hierarchical protocol is the upper layer will be requesting something to the lower layers, and here one or more lower layers will do the functionality for the upper layer. That is the reason why it is called as a hierarchical. So here hierarchical layers will have different protocols, and the upper layer, upper level protocol will request to process some information that will be provided by the lower layers. That is the reason why it is called as a hierarchical. And this hierarchical protocol is also have interactive modules. What is the meaning of interactive modules? The communication between the layers which is present in the TCP/IP protocol will be taking place. That is the reason why it is called as interactive modules. And each and every layer will have a different protocol, and it will provide the functionality based on the type of protocol. For understanding purpose, I wanted to explain one thing. So if you take a transport layer, there are two important protocol which is available under transport layer. One is called transmission control protocol, that is nothing but TCP, and another one is called UDP, user datagram protocol. And TCP is having own functionality and UDP is having its own functionality. So TCP will be used for connection oriented service and UDP will be used for connectionless service. So what is the meaning or what is the advantage of having connection oriented service? So if the connection between two end system is established, so all the packets will be transmitted from source to destination by using that connection. So whatever the user is sending, the sender is sending, that will be reached at the destination. That is, it is a guaranteed service, but it will take more time. But at the same time, the user datagram protocol will be working based on connectionless service. So here the data will be delivered in fast manner, but we cannot give guarantee that whatever the data which is sent by the sender will reach at the destination. So based on our application need, we can either use a TCP communication or we can use a UDP communication. If suppose we wanted the information in a faster manner, then we can go for UDP, but we need to compromise some data, and at the same time we don't want to compromise any data, at the same time if suppose delay is there, then we can manage, then we can go for TCP. So that is the reason why it is called as a interactive module, and it provides a specific functionality based on the type of protocol. And here the original TCP/IP protocol suite, when it is identified or when it is the standard has been defined, that time it has only 4 software layers built upon the hardware. So there are more hardware devices are there. We know very well that intermediate hardware devices or the communication devices are routers, switches, or modem. All these things are considered as a hardware. How this hardware will function? For example, how this router will function? So it is having some software, that is routing algorithm will be built on top of this hardware or on top of this router, so that it will give you that particular functionality. The algorithm will be executed. Based on the algorithm, the result will be given for routing a packet from source to destination. Right? So here initially when the TCP/IP protocol is introduced, it has only 4 layers. So after identifying the drawback or after identifying the problems, it has been modified and it has been released as a standard version with 5-layer model. So generally this TCP/IP protocol will be having a 5 layers, and original layers are, these are the 5 layers. You will be having an application layer, transport layer, internet layer, network interface and hardware devices. So these are the layers which is present in TCP/IP. But after that this TCP/IP is modified further and it is standardized for irrespective of any protocol or any network. So that is called OSI layer, which we are going to discuss in next chapter. So for remembrance purpose, so in this book these 5 layers are represented like this. So hardware devices is nothing but the physical devices. So it will be represented as a physical layer. And network interface, the connectivity between the layers or connectivity between the devices has to be done by using a data link layer. So network interface is called as a data link layer. And here you will be having a internet. Internet is nothing but network of network for communicating or connecting a network. So that is the reason why it is called as a network layer. And transferring, the next one is transport layer, which is used to transfer a data from one network to another network or one end system to another end system. And the user, the end user is going to interact only with this layer. So for example, I wanted to transfer any data, then I will be directly sending my request to application layer. So it is a responsibility of the application layer to communicate with the lower layers and it has to complete the task. So for example, here previous example we have seen the Maria is available here, Anne is available here. Maria wanted to send some information, mail to this Anne. So the Maria will interact only with this application layer, and this application layer will take care how to transfer this mail from this Maria to Anne. That will be taken care by who? That is the layers which is present underneath of the application layer. So that is the reason why we are calling this as a hierarchical arrangement. So here this application layer directly cannot able to contact with this application layer. Through this hierarchical model only it can able to communicate. But we are thinking that we will be making a communication directly. It is a illusion to the user that this application is directly interacting with application. In a network it is not at all possible. So here in this TCP/IP protocol suite, so these are the 5 layers which are available to perform the task which is assigned to the application layer. See here, if you take this example, for example, if you want to communicate from the system A to the system B, then totally including this sender and receiver. So sender and receiver is nothing but A is the sender and B is the receiver. In between there are 3 links. Link is, what is link? The path which established between a sender or a host to the communicating device. So as far as this example is concerned, the link is nothing but the link will use to establish a communication between A and the router. And another link is the link to it will establish a communication between router and the destination. So if suppose this A is available in one network and B is available in another network, then here it has to communicate through the link to the router, and the router will identify where to what path need to be followed to deliver the information to the destination. So this will be explained here. So here, as far as the sender and receiver is concerned, the entire layer is involved, because I already told when source A wanted to send some information to source B, all the layers will be involved in this process. So here you can see that application layer to physical layer, all 5 layers involved in A as well as B, right? And here link, it is going to establish a communication between A and router. Here how many layers involved? The physical layer, which will group all the messages which is forwarded by this A will be converted as zeros and ones. I already told in physical layer, whatever the message you are forwarding, that will be converted to zeros and ones. And after that, it need to send to the destination, is it not? So destination machine need to be in a listen mode. For that we are going to use a data link layer. That process or making the system to be in a listen mode, we need a data link layer. That concept is called synchronization. That means we are making this data link layer use synchronization mechanism to make this system be in a listen mode. And it is also will tell so where the information is starting, because so many number of messages, not only this source or this machine, n number of machine will communicate information to this link. How this link will identify where is the starting message of this A and where it will end and to whom it has to send. So all these things has to be needed. So for this synchronization purpose, synchronizing B, right, because the request is from A to B only. So wanted to synchronize, it has to be put into the listen state. For that this data link layer is useful. So link will be having, right, physical layer as well as data link layer is involved. And router. So by name itself you can simply understand the router will identify the route to deliver the information to the destination. I already told here, as far as this example is concerned, only one route is there. So there may be n number of route. Yesterday in previous class we discussed, right? So for reaching a Chennai there is 2 paths. One is via Salem and another one is via Trichy, is it not? So here the router will decide by using which route the packet has to be delivered to the destination. So here the router is involved. Where this router is present? It is available in the network layer. When you take router, the physical layer is needed because the message has to be delivered. So zeros and ones has to be delivered. And the destination machine need to be put into the synchronized mode. And here not only it has to be put into synchronized mode, and you need a path or route to identify how to deliver the information to the destination. If one route is congested, and we can use alternate route to deliver the packet to the destination. So network layer is involved in this device. Router involved physical data link as well as the network layer. Again this is link 2. So it need physical and data link layer. Then again destination will need to provide support from all the 5 layers. So in this way each and every device which is connected in the network will be having its own functionality, or it is having its own protocol to perform certain tasks. So for example I told network layer will have an internet protocol. So that protocol will help us to transfer the information from this router to the destination. There is another protocol available in network layer. This is called Internet Control Message Protocol, or which is also called ICMP. This protocol is important, very important protocol which monitor the packets which is delivered to the destination. If suppose more number of packets, or we have seen the packet switch network will be having a queue all the packets which is sent by the sender, if the router is busy, it will be stored in the queue. So here we have some limitation on queue. For example, 100 packet alone can able to store in a queue. If suppose 101 packet is coming, then this ICMP protocol will inform to the source, you please reduce the sending rate so that the data loss can be avoided. So like that, the network layer will have a IP protocol and ICMP protocol. These type of protocol will be functioning or doing a specific task related to transmission of data. And here that is the thing which here explained. So let us assume computer A communicate with computer B. So here how many devices are involved? Here machine, that is source host, link layer 1, link layer 2 and destination host. Each device is involved with set of layers depending on the role of the device in the internet. Two hosts are involved in all 5 layers. Which one? Source host need all 5 layer and destination host need all 5 layer. The destination host need to receive the communication at the physical layer and then deliver it through other layers on the application. So here we have discussed already what is the identical object. What is identical object? So here the physical layer to the router, router to the physical layer will be having in a physical layer level, it should be identical. You can see in physical layer, here this is source physical layer, this is destination physical layer, and the identical object will be in the form of bits. And the next one, in data link layer, it is called, the information, the messages are called in the form of frames. So frames are used to synchronize the system, the sender and receiver, and which is the starting that is information, and which is the ending information has to be embedded in the frame. And after that you will be having a network layer. The identical object is datagram. Datagram is nothing but it is group of collection of frames, and here this datagram will have packets, right? I already told datagram will be having a packets to deliver the information to the destination. So it will identify through this internet protocol only, it is transferring a data from this network layer to this network layer. So here the group of packets will be the packet will consist of the source address as well as the destination address. And here we know very well that in packet switch network, all the packets will not follow the same route to reach at the destination. It may follow a different route. That is the reason why each and every packet will be having a source address and destination address. And above that you will be having a transport layer. Here you will be having a identical object as segments, and after that you will be having a message. So here message is, in other words, how we can see is the message is divided into so many number of segments. The segments are again divided into so many datagrams. Each datagram will consist of multiple number of frames, and each frames will have multiple number of bits. So each and every layer you will be having a identical objects. So in both side it should be same. So what is it? Where you have studied? What is the meaning of identical object? So we have studied when we are discussing about protocol. One of the principle of protocol is both layers should have same identical object. The sender side layer as well as the receiver side layer will have the same type of identical object. So here datagram packet are used to implement connectionless packet delivery service. I told each message is routed from one machine to another based on information contained within the packet. What is the information which is available within the packet? The source address, the destination address as well as the message. So based on the destination address, the information will be delivered to the destination. So multiple packets sent from one machine to another might be routed differently and might arrive in any order. So I told, so one packet may follow one route and the second packet may follow a different route. So that is the reason why it may arrive in any order. So it is not necessary it should be arrived in sequence order. That is first packet, second packet, third packet, like that. It is not necessary to receive at the receiver side. So first packet may reach first, and then third packet, and then second packet, and then eighth packet, and then fifth packet, like that in any order it may reach, because each and every packet need not follow the same route to reach at the destination. It may be following a different route. A frame typically includes synchronization features consisting of sequence of bits or symbol that indicate the receiver the beginning and end of the payload data. What is the meaning of payload data? How much of information I am going to send, and whether you can able to receive this much of data. Like that it will be sending information to the other side data link layer in the form of frames. So with the stream of symbols or bit it receives. So here these are the important 5 layer protocols which is available under TCP IP. So here why it has been mentioned as TCP IP is these two protocol, that is a transmission control protocol and internet protocol, will be very essential for making a communication between any two devices. That is the reason why it has been named as TCP IP protocol suite. Thank you.